The Hidden Cave of Courage, a StoryNest original. It was the first day of summer vacation in the small, cheerful town of Maple Grove. The air smelled of freshly cut grass, and children's laughter echoed through the neighborhood. Among them were three inseparable friends: Aarav, Mia, and Rohan. The trio had been best friends since first grade. Aarav was the inventor, always tinkering with wires and circuits, dreaming of robots that could help people. Mia was the planner, smart, organized, and full of creative ideas, and Rohan was the adventurous one, always climbing trees, racing his bike, and somehow managing to make every situation exciting. Their bond was strong, but this summer they were about to face a challenge that would test not only their friendship, but also their courage and determination. One bright Monday morning, the school principal gathered all the students in the auditorium. With a big smile, she announced an exciting competition: a science project challenge. The winning team would represent their school at the National Young Innovators Fair. The crowd buzzed with excitement. Arav's eyes gleamed. This was his chance to prove what he could do. Mia was already brainstorming ideas. Rohan, on the other hand, just grinned and said, "As long as it's fun, I'm in." After school, the three met in Aarav's garage, their favorite hangout spot. Tools, wires, and half-finished gadgets were scattered everywhere. It was chaotic, but to Aarav, it was home. "Let's make something useful," he said, thinking aloud. "Something that helps our community." After a few hours of brainstorming, Mia suddenly snapped her fingers. "What if we create a robot that cleans public parks? It could pick up trash, sort recyclables, and keep our town clean." Arav's face lit up. "That's perfect. A robot that helps the planet." Rohan chuckled. "Cool. I'll handle testing. You two can do the complicated stuff." And with that, Project CleanBot was born. Days turned into nights as the three worked tirelessly. Aarav focused on building the circuits and mechanics. Mia worked on the design and coding, and Rohan tested the robot's wheels and motion controls. At first, everything went smoothly, but soon, challenges began to pile up. The robot's sensor malfunctioned, the batteries kept dying, and Rohan, who wasn't used to sitting still, started to lose patience. Sometimes he'd scroll through his phone while Aarav and Mia struggled to fix problems. Mia sighed one evening. "We can't finish this unless we all give it our best." Rohan frowned, realizing she was right. "All right," he said. "No more distractions." "I'm in this fully." The next few days, they worked harder than ever. But just when it seemed they were making progress, disaster struck. A thunderstorm rolled through Maple Grove one night. Lightning cracked the sky and rain poured down. Aarav's garage flooded slightly, and when they checked the next morning, CleanBot was completely fried. The circuits were burnt out. Mia's face fell. "We can't start over now," she said quietly. Aarav thought for a long moment. "There's still hope," he said finally. "If we can find a replacement microchip, we can fix it. But the only store that sells it is near the old Silver Cave, past the forest road." Rohan's eyes widened. "The Silver Cave? You mean the haunted one? The one people say glows at night?" Aarav nodded. "Those are just stories. If we don't go, we lose our chance." The three friends exchanged nervous glances. Then Mia took a deep breath. "Let's do it together." That evening, under a golden-orange sunset, they set off on their bicycles, pedaling down the empty forest road. Birds called from the treetops, and the wind rustled through the leaves. As the sun disappeared, the forest grew darker, quieter, and a little more mysterious. "Are you sure we're going the right way?" Rohan whispered. "Yes," Aarav said, checking his map. "Just a bit further." When they reached the entrance of the Silver Cave, the air grew cold. The cave mouth loomed before them, dark, silent, and filled with shadows. For a moment, no one moved. Then Mia said softly, We've come this far. Let's be brave. With their flashlights trembling in their hands, they stepped inside. The deeper they went, the stranger the cave became. The walls shimmered faintly, and the ground sparkled with tiny silver stones. Their footsteps echoed in the quiet. Suddenly, Mia noticed something glinting beneath a pile of rocks. She knelt down and brushed away the dust. Beneath it lay a small metal plaque with words engraved on it. It read, "To the brave who dare to dream." The three friends stared at it in awe. The cave wasn't haunted at all, and it was a monument of courage. As they explored further, a soft blue light appeared ahead. They followed it and discovered a hidden waterfall deep inside the cave. The water shimmered under the moonlight streaming through a crack in the roof. And beside the sand was a small metal box. Inside the box was, unbelievably, the exact type of microchip they needed. Rohan blinked in disbelief. "This can't be real." Aarav smiled. "Maybe it's a reward for not giving up." They left the cave with the chip clutched tightly in Aarav's hand, their fear replaced by excitement and pride. Back home, they worked all night. Aarav carefully soldered the new chip. Mia reprogrammed the robot, and Rohan tested every movement. Hours passed, then finally, with one final click, the robot's lights blinked on. CleanBot rolled forward, perfectly picking up scraps of paper and sorting them into its compartments. They had done it. Against all odds, they had rebuilt their invention. The next day, at the school competition, CleanBot rolled across the stage, cleaning confetti as the audience gasped in amazement. The judges smiled. The principal announced, "This year's winners are Aarav, Mia, and Rohan for their project, CleanBot." The crowd erupted in cheers. The three friends grinned at each other, beaming with pride. That summer, they didn't just win a science competition. They discovered the true meaning of hard work, friendship, and bravery. They learned that hard work means never giving up, even when everything goes wrong. That friendship means standing by each other through every storm. And that bravery isn't about fighting monsters. It's about facing your fears and moving forward anyway. As the sun set over Maple Grove that evening, the three friends sat on their bikes, watching the orange sky fade into pink. Rohan laughed softly. "You know what? Hard work isn't that bad after all." Mia smiled. "Told you so." And Aarav said, "Come on, let's start our next invention." The three friends rode off into the sunset, their laughter echoing through the quiet streets, ready for whatever adventure came next. Because sometimes courage doesn't roar. Sometimes it whispers, "Try again tomorrow." The end. A StoryNest original.